My dear friends, I am Dr. Omkar. Today I will be discussing about how to diagnose pericarditis or what are the diagnostic methods to rule out pericarditis. Now, for diagnosis of any disease, signs, symptoms, clinical features and clinical examination plays an important role in early diagnosis of various diseases. For pericarditis also, signs, symptoms and clinical examination also plays the important role. Now, pericarditis is nothing but inflammation as well as infection, swelling and irritation of pericardium, which is the outermost covering of the heart that helps in during diastolic expansion of heart. Now, from clinical feature and sign symptoms, we can detect pericarditis. So, what is the sign symptoms? The acute chest pain or stabbing pain or chronic chest pain also, which may be dull or which may be sharp or stabbing pain also, but that may radiate towards neck and back of the shoulders. Beside, there may be shortness of breath. So, these two findings can help in diagnosis of pericardial pain. Beside, on auscultation, we can focus the pericardial rub. The friction between the two layers will increase when there is inflammation, so we can hear a rubbing sound or friction sound will be exaggerated when we put stethoscope on the chest, and we can hear the pericardial rub, and it is another important diagnostic process by which or diagnostic clinical feature by which we can diagnose pericarditis. Beside, X-ray chest is another important. In X-ray chest, we can see whether the pericardial wall is calcified or not. Besides, we can see any accumulation of fluid, also called pericardial effusion, that can happen in acute pericarditis or chronic pericarditis also. So, we can see whether heart is enlarged or not because of accumulation of fluid. So in chest X-ray, we can see any calcification in the pericardium or not. We can see any accumulation of fluid around the pericardial space or not. And by seeing that, we can rule out that there is acute infection or chronic infection of pericardia. That is, there may be pericarditis as the clinical disease. Besides, we can also rule out if there is any lung problem like pleural effusion. So in ruling out pleural effusion also, it plays an important role along with pericardial effusion. So chest X-ray plays an important role in diagnosis of pericarditis. Next important diagnostic tool is ECG. Now sometimes pericarditis may also leads to palpitation and abnormal heart rhythm. Now from ECG we can find out that any arrhythmia is there or not, any abnormal heart sound is there or not, any abnormal heart rhythm is there or not, and through ECG we can also find out whether there is myocardial infarction or not. Because if the patient is suffering from myocardial infarction, and it may, the sign symptom may be just like pericardial pain, and that time we may confuse with the heart attack. So ECG can easily diagnose the myocardial infarction and helps in ruling out myocardial infarction, and it can helps in differential diagnosis of pericarditis. Besides, some pericarditis may present with heart abnormality, heart rate abnormality, palpitation, and that we can easily diagnose from ECG. Then there is echocardiography. In echocardiography, we can easily see the heart function, whether it is affected or not, whether there is any thickening of the pericardium or not, that is, there is constrictive pericarditis or not, one of the important complications, whether there is pericardial effusion or not, that also we can diagnose, whether there is any cardiac tamponade or not, which is an important complication of pericarditis, that also we can see. Besides, we can also see whether the ventricular filling is affected or not, and there is any accumulation of fluid or pericardial effusion or not. So echocardiogram also plays an important role in diagnosis of pericarditis. Besides, there is another important technology known as cardiac MRI. Here we can find out the accumulation of fluid in the pericardium, then whether there is any thickening of pericardium or inflammation of pericardium, and we can use also the gadolinium contrast, which is the important contrast agent that is used in MRI, and by using gadolinium contrast we can ultimately see the pericardial thickening, pericardial inflammation, and or accumulation of any pericardial fluid, and so on. So cardiac MRI also plays an important role in diagnosis of pericarditis. Besides, CT scan is there. CT scan also helps in diagnosis of any calcification of pericardial wall, whether there is an inflammation or not, any tumor is there or not that compress the pericardium, or whether there is any infection in the around the heart or not. That also we can find out through CT scan. Besides, cardiac catheterization can also helps in finding out the ventricular filling. So cardiac catheterization can be done to see the filling pressure of the heart, and it also helps in diagnosis of constrictive pericarditis or cardiac tamponade, as well as pericardial effusion, where filling pressure will be affected. So these are the various complications of pericarditis. So cardiac catheterization can play important role in differential diagnosis of pericarditis also, and to see the any complication of pericarditis is there or not. Beside, there is blood test also. Several blood tests can be done so as to rule out various diseases that we may confuse with pericarditis. What are those? Number one is to see whether the patient is suffering from heart attack, myocardial infarction, or it is pericardial pain. So what we can do? We can go for blood tests like troponin T, then LDH, creatine phosphokinase, LDH by LDH1, lactate dehydrogenase 1:2 ratio, CPK-MB quantity. So all those things we can check, which are the diagnosis for acute myocardial infarction. Besides, it helps in ruling out myocardial infarction, which we may confuse with pericardial inflammation or pericardial infection, that is also known as pericarditis. Besides, we can also check for ESR and C-reactive protein to check whether there is any inflammation going on in the blood or not. Because pericarditis is an inflammatory condition, so various infection or inflammatory mediators is responsible for causing pericarditis. So there will be surely rise of ESR as well as C-reactive protein in the blood. That's why it is very much important to go for blood tests like C-reactive protein or ESR to rule out if there is any inflammation is going on in the blood. And we must not forget that pericarditis is also a type of inflammation that is going on in our body. Besides, we can do some autoimmune test to see rheumatoid arthritis or SLE. Both rheumatoid arthritis and SLE are autoimmune disorders. We can go for IgG checkup, immunoglobulin G in case of rheumatoid arthritis, or you can go for various anti-Ro antibodies or various autoimmune antibodies in case of SLE, anti-lupus antibodies. Those are the various antibodies which we need to be checked up for diagnosis of SLE and or rheumatoid arthritis, and those two are the important autoimmune cause of causing pericarditis, and that type of pericarditis we also known as autoimmune pericarditis. So these are the various diagnostic tool for diagnosis of pericarditis. Number one is clinical features, that is sign symptoms, as well as auscultatory finding or clinical examination with stethoscope, and we call it pericardial rub. So pericardial rub, as well as the typical chest pain that is dull pain, stabbing pain, and acute pain that can be felt in the chest. It helps in diagnosis of pericarditis. Besides, chest X-ray, ECG can also plays important role in diagnosis of pericarditis, and echocardiogram as well as cardiac MRI, then CT scan and blood test also plays important role. So these are the various methods or techniques by which we can go for diagnosis of pericarditis, both of acute or chronic variety.